I go on about a lot of stuff about what's going on in the world, about politics and all the wars that are going on and being planned, and the destruction of the planet, the ecosystem, the oceans, the air, the environment, the extinction of the animals, the plants, the bees, the insects, the butterflies, the soil, Fukushima, the weather control, chemtrails, political agendas. I go on about all of it because everything's all connected. It's like everything in the world is connected, everything in your body is connected, everything in the universe is connected. And I can't make people realise what I'm trying to explain, because only I can understand what I understand to the limits of my understanding at this present time, which are a lot different to they were 2-3 years ago when I was working in insurance, and my existence was going to work 9 to 5, paying taxes, earning good money, partying, getting drunk, watching football with the boys, and that was the limit of my existence. And then I had a stroke in my brain, and something happened, and I suddenly became aware, more consciously aware, not just of my existence as me, but my existence of myself among humanity and amongst the creatures that live on the planet and the solar system and the Milky Way and the universe, in my own different way, in my own special little way, because we all experience things in our own special little ways, depending on the programming that we've absorbed into our brains since we were children. And once again, I could go into big tangents about all that programming, about different religions and belief systems and everything, but I'm not going to, because I've done all that. I've shared everything I can possibly share for the last 2 years about everything that I perceive personally that is going on in the world and on the planet, in the minds of the human race throughout history until now, and how it's all been manipulated by the media and religions and society and families, and it's all passed down from generation to generation through our DNA and all that stuff. I could go on because I really enjoy it, I really could, but there's got to be a point in time where I say to myself, I can't just keep doing the same stuff. I can't just keep repeating like a broken record everything I'm sharing, because by now, if it had made a difference, if it had sunk in what I'm trying to share to your perception of reality, it would have done. But if it hasn't, then obviously it's not meant to be. It's not meant to happen. Maybe it will at some point by some other person or some other situation arising where you go, wow, maybe you don't have to have a stroke like I did. Maybe it'll be... Actually, what it was for me was I watched a TV advert about chocolate cereal, which was Kellogg's Chocos or something, and they used the Psycho scene in the shower. And they had this chocolate cereal go into the shower, stab it in the shower, and chocolate blood being splayed all over the shower to advertise a children's chocolate scene. And to me, that was my wake up. So I was lying in bed at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, wow, what the fuck is going on when they're using horror scenes from movies to promote children's cereals? And then a few days later, there was the Woolwich beheading of the soldier. And as I was watching that live on TV, to me it was like something out of a totally third-rate soap opera. The acting was so bad, and the scenarios and the setup and everything was just completely, obviously to me, and the perception of what I saw, a complete fabrication within the news. And then I started looking into the media, like Boston bombing and 9/11 and everything, and you start to see exactly what's going on in the world and how the media manipulates people to promote certain agendas and control over people. And I've shared all that as well. I've shared all the false flags. I've shared all the hoaxes. I've shared all about how the fuel prices are being pre-manufactured cheaply for a certain agenda. All about the royal families and the politicians just looking after themselves and not giving a shit about humanity and the human race. The fracking, which is going to pollute the UK, and it doesn't make any profit whatsoever. It's all about just getting handouts from the government to frack for no reason whatsoever, which is going to pollute people. I've shared all about Monsanto and the GMO poison of the food we eat, and the benefits of organic eating, and the health benefits and medicinal benefits of organic eating. I've shared all about the lies and corruption within the pharmaceutical industry, personally experienced by myself, so anyone can say whatever they want, whether I perceive it as just something I've read. It's not. I perceived I had a stroke, and they wanted to give me 3 pills for the rest of my life. I said, why? I said, well, 1 is to thin your blood, 2's because the first one makes you ill, and 3 is because the second one makes you ill. I said, fuck off. And I've never felt better in my life, and I'm sure if I'd taken the drugs that they'd prescribed for me, I'd be suffering right now and probably addicted to those drugs, and just like other people within my family and families before me are still addicted to taking the drugs and the flu vaccinations and anything else that the doctors say are good for you, when the doctors they're only allowed to prescribe drugs to practice. If they say go and eat healthy organic food, they lose their license. They only get paid to prescribe drugs, and they get backhanders for it. Well, I've shared all about how the sun affects the planet directly, and the volcanoes and the earthquakes are directly related to the sunspots and the energies within the universe, and how everything's an electric universe which is all connected directly. There's not much more I can share from my perception of what's going on in the world and has gone on in the world historically, through to this day, and will continue. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to say there's nothing else I can do. We're coming up to 2015, and I wish everyone a fantastic 2015, although I know for a fact it won't be a fantastic 2015 for everyone. And the reason is because there's a lot of people like me that are waking up and realising, observing what's going on around them, and connecting dots to what's happened in the past that's happening now, and blah blah blah. And going, actually, no, this is all bollocks. It's all bullshit. What's going on? It's all. We live in a controlled, fabricated, prison-like prison-like existence. Even the education system is like, you send these children to school. You look at the schools now in France and in England and in America. The schools are the gates. They've got prison gates around them, and they're segregated. And my kids have to get a check in and check out with cards, and it's all for security, for their self-security. No, it's not. It's all to program their minds that they are in a controlled state. It's all about being in a controlled state, a controlled state of mind, and we live in a controlled state of mind planet, and that's the people that control it. That's the way they want it. And that's the governments, that's the royal families, that's the elite. That's all they want. They don't care about us. We are the billions of people that don't matter, and they only care about their little personal agendas. And because so many people are waking up, they're going to start, as they've done. They're making it illegal to protest. They're making it illegal, or they're making a terrorist out of people like me who are thinking for themselves and saying, actually, no, the government, I disagree with you. You're actually only looking after your own agendas. You're privatising everything that is publicly owned, while your friends that donate to you are making billions and millions of pounds. The royal family are still taking millions in benefits, and it's all getting beyond the joke for too many people in England, America, France, Spain, Greece, Portugal, China. The people are starting to revolt, because they're starting to understand the system that we've been born into and educated to believe is the way we exist in, is the only way it can be. And we're going, no, that's not the way it is. And we're saying, no, thank you, fuck off. The fuck off movement, that's what it's about. We're saying fuck off to it. And it's, like I say, I'd love to keep doing that, and I might keep doing that. I might be talking bollocks again, because I really enjoy sharing and hoping that some people will go, wow, actually, yeah. I get so many emails and private messages of people that actually say thank you for sharing what you share, because if you weren't sharing that information, I wouldn't be finding out about it. So that urges me to go on. It makes me feel like I'm doing something to help other people, and that is what being a human being is all about. It's about helping other people. There's nothing more pleasurable, and there's nothing more you can get from life than helping other people. And I love walking down the street, and there's this bloke who is down the supermarket every day, and he's a beggar. He's got his guitar there, and he's got his radio playing. He's got a bottle of water, and he's got a can of beer, and he gives me a big high five as I go past every morning. Sometimes I come out with a couple of cans of beer for him, or a packet of crisps, or a bottle of water, or an orange. Sometimes I don't. If I've got money, I don't. If I haven't got money, I don't. If I can afford to buy him something, I don't. And he's just got the biggest smile on his face all the time for me. I walk into a tobacco shop, and you've got like 5 people behind the counter. In a tobacco shop, that's what it's like in France. You know, like private tobacco shops, it's always really busy. And their faces just light up every time I go in, because I go in with a big smile. Hello, how are you doing? And they all want to say hi as quickly as possible, because I know just being happy makes them happy. Because most people that go in the shop are probably miserable cunts, just worrying about things in their head, worrying about things in their brain that don't really exist, that only exist because of the people that we allow to put the problems in there, like the governments, like the politicians, like the terror that they keep promoting around the world. And whether I'm talking bullshit or not, I don't know about whether I'll continue, but I want to call it a day, because I've got so many friends on Facebook and on Scene, and who are sharing stuff about the great things in life, about how they're existing in a different reality. Their existence is waking up. It's like the Ubuntu movement they're living in, You'll hear about Ubuntu next year, without a doubt. You'll hear more about it. Research it if you want. And it's about humanity, just being humans and caring for each other. And you're doing 3 or 4 hours work a day, whatever you're best at, whatever you enjoy doing, for the benefit of your community. And the rest of the time you enjoy yourself. And you talk to each other, and you play music, or you draw, or you art, or you go for a walk, or you do some planting or gardening. Life can be so different to what we've been controlled, educated, manipulated, programmed to believe since we were children. That is what life is supposed to be. And it doesn't have to be anything like that. And the people that are in power can see that now. When they're trying to grab hold of us, they will, 2015, guaranteed, will be a very, very strange year for a lot of people. It'll be a very obvious year for a lot of people, because we'll be able to see what's coming, because we know what they're going to try and do to keep the control system going. But for a lot of people, it might be quite shocking, and I don't want it to be shocking for anyone. I want everyone just to be observant and see what's going on, so that they can go, okay, I see what they're trying to do, and fuck off, we're not falling for it. And I'm not going to give the political. I know how we can make it all fall apart, but it'll take everyone to do it at the same time, which isn't going to happen. So what needs to happen is we need to change the education system of our children and our children's children. So it's going to take a generation or two before we see the changes that could benefit humanity and the planet, or not. Or depends what happens next year. But for now, I'm going to maybe stop sharing all the stuff I'm sharing, which is trying to show you what's going on in the world, because if you can't see it for yourself by now, there's nothing more I can do. It is so fucking obvious. The blinkers are on, and I can't remove the blinkers. If they're glued to your head, they're glued to your head. Something might happen that'll blow them off, and then fair play. You'll probably start doing the same thing I'm doing, and millions of other people are doing. So from this moment right now, you won't see any posts whatsoever from me which are going to be sort of explaining the shit that's going on in the world. I'm going to be concentrating on the move I'm doing with my family to a beautiful place in the countryside where we can start growing our own vegetables, and I'm going to concentrate on me and my family. And I'm going to wish you all the best for a new year, and I will share my updates as they go, and I will share the updates of other people that are trying to do other things that are beneficial to the human race, as opposed to things that are just trying to destroy the human race and the planet we live on. So goodbye for now. I'll probably be back tomorrow because I probably can't help myself, but I'm going to try and stick to this one. Peace, and please try and understand the insanity of the human race, or the unsanity of the human race. Because once we're insane, we might have a chance, because at the moment we're out of sane. We've fucking lost it. I fucking love all of you. Absolutely love all of you. Some more than others. But come on. Have we got a chance? There's people I know who are some of the most intelligent people I will probably ever meet that are saying we haven't got a chance. Everything is too far gone and too destructive and too controlled, which I agree with. I think that humanity has lost its sanity to such a degree that certain things are in motion that we can't stop. But I'd like to think there's a minuscule chance we can, but I don't think that's going to happen. So make the most of the life we've got, observe what happens around us, understand why. If you understand why what's happening around us happens in the next year or two, you won't go insane about it, because you'll understand why and what's happened. I don't think it's going to be great, but we're here to experience whatever we experience. And we've allowed it to happen. We've created it together by either... No, we've created it together. We've allowed this insanity to happen upon ourselves by our lack of thought and our lack of actions and our lack of observations of what's going on around us, our lack of observations of what's going on in the planet, and the lack of observations of our thought process. So what will be, and we're here to experience that experience. Have an experience in 2015 for the Lakers.